Hey guys, Dave back again. Sorry I've been missing for all this time. We're trying to start another business, and that business required us to change two city ordinances in a neighboring town. That whole process was eye-opening, extremely involved, and ate up a ton of my time. So between that and the holidays, something sort of had to give, and unfortunately it was YouTube. So now that we're sort of over the hump there and we're into the project piece, which is a little bit more manageable than dealing with the city council and getting the agreements and everything we had to do there, I've got a little bit more time, so I can try to get back to making some more YouTube videos. I'm hoping to be a little more consistent. Again, I'm really sorry about the delays, but I'm doing my best. There's just a lot of moving pieces. 2021 is going to be a big year. 2020 was a great year for us. We were really fortunate and really blessed looking back on it. It definitely could have slid sideways and been a lot worse. I think we were fortunate living in Wyoming, and it helped us all out. So you guys on the coast, I feel really bad for you. What a dumpster fire you got there. There's a lot of people moving. Hopefully you guys can get out too. I don't know. Wyoming's a great place. Come join us. But sort of while I've been away, I've been thinking about this channel and sort of what I want to get out of it and what I want you guys to get out of it and what I want to give to you guys and how I want to share this. So there's a couple big initiatives I think that I want to undertake. One, I think financial literacy and financial understanding, conversations around finance are missing in this country. I definitely think it's missing within our community. So I'm hoping to use this channel, one, as a gateway so that we can start to talk more about individual finance, managing money, understanding around money, getting the terminology, seeing the macro environment and what's going on, and then also totally having some adventures. So will this be a one end-all be-all channel? No. It won't be a Graham Stephan. It won't be a Meet Kevin where we're just everyday finance. No, there'll be adventure channels. We live in Wyoming. There's a reason we live here. We get out. We do a bunch of stuff. I have some stuff planned tomorrow. I'm hoping to get out, hoping to adventure film there, and then I'm working on something for next weekend. So there will be some adventure videos coming. Primarily, there'll be a bunch of finance videos coming. There's probably going to be some Second Amendment stuff that we're going to talk about because there's a bunch of things going on there. So there's definitely some moving components and everything else that I want to talk about. And I'm hoping this channel comes together and we become a community. Now, we're going to have the naysayers. We've got a couple NIMBYs out there already that poo-poo on stuff, whatever. Ignore them, let them spout off, move on. If you have something to contribute or you have a question, I will absolutely do my best to answer. Some of the comments, there gets to be a lot of them and I get time constraint, but I will always do my best to get back to you guys. So I've been trying to check in and get back to a bunch of you on comments and that kind of stuff. I'm loving the positive feedback that we're seeing. So I really appreciate you guys. I love the community that we're building. So I'm definitely going to put some effort into this and make it grow and expand. Okay, so as part of our first kickoff, if you will, back into finance videos, we've done one or two. So in this one, I want to clear up some misconceptions I keep hearing, not only in the community, but you see on the news media. You guys are being manipulated like crazy. Keep an eye out, do some research, understand what's going on. So this one is all about the stimulus bill. So in the stimulus bill, you hear that all this money went to foreign aid, it's being shipped out, taxpayers, basic Americans are being ripped off. That's not what's happening. So what happened is it became a year-end all-together kind of cluster, and basically they call it an omnibus. So in an omnibus, they vote on a bunch of packages and they consolidate it all together to push it through. So in the omnibus that they're calling the COVID stimulus bill, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that C word, but we're going to roll with it. So yes, there's a package there that gives money to small businesses, PPP loans, stimulus checks, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. That's $900 billion. That's over here. There's a $1.4 billion sort of fiscal initiative that carries through each year. So basically it finances the government through September 30th. That's where you're seeing the aid to Pakistan. That's where you're seeing this gender studies, which is a terribly misleading label. Really what the gender studies is it's money that goes to Pakistan to fund women's education. Now, if you know anything about demographics, what happens is as women become educated, fertility drops, economic economics increases. Now there's a plateau and there's a point where it usually falls off, and I'm doing a lot of this again. I haven't done that in a long time. It's pretty fun. But so basically, what they're trying to do is educate women, and that's what gender studies is. So I think gender studies is a mislabeled piece that's out there in the media. So don't fall for that. It's not getting rid of mom, dad, him, her, all of this typical narratives that we hear in this country. It's not that. It's actually a pretty good thing. And why are they giving money to such things, especially in the Indo-Asia area? So the big reason for that is China. China's eating our lunch around the world. I know we don't like to talk about it. I know we like to brush it under the rug, pretend like it's not happening. It's 100% happening. So China's Belt and Road Initiative is just a mega, just disruptive force. So for those that don't know, Belt and Road basically is going to string together a bunch of countries, primarily through seaports, but you know there will be a road-based, rail-based infrastructure that ties most of China, Russia, up above India, through Pakistan, where we're seeing these gender studies where they're trying to get money into, over into Europe, and then down and around through Africa. It's going to consume 40% of global GDP. It's going to be massive. And China is at the center of it all. They're trying to squeeze the US out. We're going to get left in the dust, and we're going to, once we come off the reserve currency, it's just a whole mess, which is already kind of starting. But anyway, so China's eating our lunch. So that's why you're seeing the government pump a ton of money in this latest bill into those countries. So that's what that aid's for. So what China does as part of the Belt and Road Initiative, and we'll talk about Africa initially here. So Africa, China goes in and they do these debt for infrastructure plays, really. So basically they go to, like Kenya, for example, is really, it's sort of in the news. It should be in the news more than it is. It started back in 2018. So China gave Kenya a bunch of money to build a railway, and to secure that loan, what Kenya did is they signed an asset. The asset they signed is the largest port in Africa. It services a ton of countries. And not only did they put up the port, which is highly lucrative, as an asset, they then put up the rail station that services the port. So what's happened now, shocker of all shockers, is Kenya couldn't meet the terms. So China's about to take in the largest port in Africa and the rail station. So they do this notoriously across. They've done it to the Republic of Congo a couple of times now. So they go in with these really bad debt deals, knowing that these insolvent, crisis-ridden, poorly managed, just cluster of a country can't pay the debt back, to get these strategic assets. So in the Congo, they got a bunch of mines. So think cobalt, think copper. So China now owns 70% of the copper that comes out of Congo. And they're like the #1 copper producer, if not in Africa, I think in the world. I can't remember that specific one, so sorry about that one. But yeah, so China's just gobbling up Africa, which is frightening because Africa's the next great growth engine of the world. They have a ton of people. They're about to have a population explosion. They're growing faster than any other continent in the world. And China's just pouring in there, taking their resources. So they're promising these infrastructure projects that don't usually happen. And the way they do it, they go in and they say, hey, look, we'll build you this railroad or highway or whatever it is that you feel you critically need. We'll fund it for a few $billions, however, whatever the cost is. But you have to use Chinese labor, skilled Chinese labor, basically, to build these projects. So basically they use local people as lower level unskilled wages, so they don't make any money. And then when the government can't pay back the project, they go after the strategic asset that they wanted in the first place. So this is continuing to happen. And the really scary part is the way these deals are negotiated, because they're bilateral. They're not out in the public, so nobody sees or knows what's going on. They're not vetted at all. And these sort of naive African countries are going up against China, who's repeatedly done these types of deals, and they just manipulate them across the board. So you're seeing the government take money. It's not stimulus money. It's actual funded money that's been budgeted, and they are rolling that into these countries to kind of offset some of these infrastructure plays that the Belt and Road Initiative is coming in to grab these strategic assets. China's buying up America. China's buying up Africa. Like, they are just on a tear. They are eating our lunch. The U.S. government, really, for the most part, can't invest like China can. These state-run organizations are coming in and just buying up these large mines. And they're buying up, really in the Congo, for example, they're buying up mines that feed the EV space. Rare earths, copper, cobalt, a lot of these things that you just really can't get. The U.S. used to be the major player. We used to have a lot of private sector people that owned these mines. You know, there was an Arizona-based company that China just went in and bought their 95% stake in the second or third largest copper cobalt mine in the Republic of Congo. So they're out there snagging this up. We're getting left behind. It's just, watch out for China. China's coming for us. If you don't know what the Belt and Road Initiative is, go out to Wikipedia. They've got a great article on the Belt and Road Initiative. I encourage you to read up, understand what it is that we're facing and some of what we're seeing. The media is lying to you all over the place. They're trying to manipulate you. We'll get into some more of that in some upcoming videos. But I just wanted to put it out there because I keep hearing these things about the stimulus, and it's not actually correct. It's not the stimulus money that they're using. They didn't pass it for that. It's an omnibus. It's part of government financing. So hopefully that cleared some of that up. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully you guys cared and hung in this long. If you did, like, subscribe. We'll keep rolling some stuff like this out. Look for some stuff early next week. Like I said, adventuring tomorrow, so look for that video too. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.